안녕하세요 여러분, 저는 여러분의 한국어 친구는 답니다. 오늘은 Seoulisic이랑 Talk to me in Korean, Survival Korean라는 phrasebook 리뷰하겠습니다. Okay, so today I will be reviewing Seoulistic.com and Talk to me in Korean's phrasebook Survival Korean. This came out back in about 2014, I think. So it's not new, it's been on the market for a while, but I thought I would give it a review as someone who has personally lived in Korea and is an intermediate learner of Korean. So let's start with the good things about this book. Let's be positive, right? So the good things about this book are it's very practical Korean. So if you're moving to Korea like I was at the time that I bought this book, or if you're traveling to Korea, this is a good book that will help you out if you're not like fluent or super advanced in Korean. It has numerous topics. They have units on like transportation, on health, on getting a cell phone plan, opening a bank account, attending like a hagwon, which is like a private academy if you don't know what that is. Also like on restaurants and ordering things at cafes. So things that you will actually use if you're in Korea. So that's really great. Another thing, if you're just traveling to Korea and you're not familiar with Korean, not only does it have the Hangul, but it also has the romanization underneath. So if you don't know how to read Hangul, you can still read the sentences and like get your point across. Another good thing is that I'm like thinking, there are sample dialogues, and I want to say every other like subunit. I think it depends on the subunit, but like it'll say, for example, at shopping, it'll say, "Oh, do you have a different color? Oh, I'm sorry, we don't. Oh, can I try this on? Yes, of course." They're probably not gonna say that. It's just as someone who lived in Korea, they're probably not gonna tell you that, especially if you're a girl with makeup. Okay, not the point. But it'll say like, "Yes, you can try it on." Like, how does it fit? It fits good. And like, I'd like to purchase it. And like, okay, it's this much won. And you're like, okay, here you go. And like, thank you, okay, bye. Just so you can see how all the phrases will be used in a certain situation together. Another good thing about this book is that there are like little explanations under the phrases or the vocab words. So, 마늘, that's garlic in Korean. So underneath it might say like, garlic is commonly eaten with samgyeopsal, which is a type of Korean barbecue. It is often fried on the grill. I don't know. It'll say something like that, like cultural insight under the word or under the phrase. It might give you some insight on the phrase, and it'll say like, I don't know. It'll say like Hongdae 가세요 or something. Like if you're asking a bus driver, like, does this bus go to Hongdae? And then it'll say like, 가요 means to go, and you put the particle here because the particle is this. So it'll give like a small explanation just so you have an idea of what you're saying. Also with all the phrases, they'll highlight the part that stays the same in purple. So if you're asking like, does this bus go to wherever, it'll highlight the part that says like 가요 or like 가세요 or whatever. And the part that can be changed, they'll have all the sentences, or they'll have a list of words. So instead of Hongdae, it might say like Myeongdong or Gyeongbokgung or I don't know, Incheon something. Or it'll say like bus, subway, train, just so you can like switch it out for what you need. Let me see. Is that everything? Okay. Another thing with the content is there's a lot of content. So I lived in Korea for a year. If you didn't know, if you're like new here. So I lived in Korea for a year, and I still have a lot to learn from this book, as you can see with all the post-it notes. So it does have a good amount of information. Another thing is there are cultural insights. Ooh, that was really weird. I said that really funny. But there are cultural insights at the end of each unit or subunit. I can't really remember, but one of those. And it'll say really useful things that might have been really surprising as a foreigner that's not from Korea. For example, silverware can be found under the drawer, in the drawer that's under the table, or something like, it's very hard for foreigners to open credit cards in Korea because blah, 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 or haggling is normal in these areas or something. Something that's useful Like I lived in Korea, right? And I was reading through them the other day and I was like, oh yeah, like I guess I didn't even notice that was different. But it'll have things like, wow, I'm still learning. So there's tons of good stuff in there. Now talking about the not so good things. Okay, this is, y'all are gonna think this is weird, but the font in the book is kind of small, and I only bring this up because I originally bought this book for my parents because they were going with me to Korea and they don't speak any Korean, so I bought this mainly for them, and they couldn't really read it because the font was too small and their eyesight's not very good. So if you're buying this for someone who doesn't have a good eyesight, or if font size is really important to you, keep that in mind. Another thing is it doesn't actually teach you grammar. It'll have like a little explanation, but not much more. It won't talk about the differences between this grammar point and that grammar point because it's not meant to teach you Korean. It's meant to help you, not teach you. So I assume most of you are actually learning Korean, and I just have to say this book is not, if you're a beginner, you're not going to find this book useful. You're going to find this super, super boring. You're going to read maybe a unit or 2 units and then put it down and never touch it again until you go to Korea. Just because it's not relevant. If you are learning Korean, you're staying at home, you know, learning how to open a bank account is not going to be the funnest topic. You're not going to be opening a bank account, so you're just going to be like, okay, that's cool, but no, flip, flip, flip. If you are going to Korea, if you're going to be like an English teacher, or you're going for some other job, or you're going to Korea just to travel as a tourist, these things might be useful to you, like cafe and the eating and transportation. You'll find those things useful. It'll be relevant, but if you're just starting out, I recommend that you do not buy this book. I repeat, do not buy this book with the expectations of like learning from it. If you're an advanced learner or like higher intermediate, then this book might be helpful to you, just because you'll get to see like how sentence patterns work with certain like phrases. Like I find this book helpful, but it's not the book that I reach for when I study Korean, because it's not that fun and it's not relevant to me anymore because I don't live in Korea anymore. So yeah, now I will show you guys the inside of the book. Oh yeah. And someone took the time to put all these like words and phrases in Memorize, which I will link down below. So if you want to like go and check out what's actually in the book, you can do that there. But now I'll show you the inside of the book just so you can see like how pretty it is. So here's what the front cover looks like. When we open it up, oh, so pretty, right? Okay, so moving forward, we see the table of contents and all the topics and subtopics. And then as we move through, you see a basic explanation of how to read Hangul if you are unfamiliar with Korean. Then we have some more basic knowledge about Korean and Korean numbers, how sentences are structured and things like that. And then here, getting to the first subtopic, we see common phrases. So here it's teaching you about 주세요, which means to give someone something, right? And then here you see sample sentences and a sample dialogue. And there's also these little explanations about the phrases. As we move forward, we see more words. Here we have cup for alcohol, mug, water, ice, napkin, things like that. And then here we have the cultural segment that I have been talking to you guys about. So here it's talking about bells, or like the little buzzers. Here it's about tipping, you know, it's about finding utensils under like the table or in drawers. But yeah, I mean the whole book goes on like this. It's just amazing how much information they fit in here. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this review and found it helpful. I will go ahead and link Talk to Me in Korean in the description. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. 다음에 봐요. Bye bye.